Hello students, welcome to our English class. So today we are going to read the fourth poem of the Flamingo's book, that is Roadside Stand. And this poem is written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost, he was an American poet of the 20th century and he wrote about the characters, people and landscapes. His poems are basically concerned with the human tragedies and fears. So we are going to start with this poem by reading stanza after stanza. So now we are going to read with the first stanza. So now look at this. The little old house was out with a little new shed in front at the edge of the road where the traffic sped. A roadside stands that too pathetically pled. It would not fair to say that a dole of bread. So through these lines, the poet explains about that the little old house. He explaining about the house which was a little and it was an old house, but it had constructed a new shed over there. And the shed was not too much long, too much big. It was a too short. In front at the edge of the road where the traffic sped. So here the sped refers to, that is the speed. So now the poet is explaining, as this house was situated at the corner of the road because it was constructed at the highway. So where the traffic passes with a high speed. Sped means speed. A roadside stand that too pathetically pled. Pathetically means miserably. Pled means requesting. So here the poet explains about that. This roadside stand that is requesting miserably, it would not be fair to say for a dole of bread. And the poet is explaining that there is no denying to say that dole means it refers to the charity or the share, that these people, those who have constructed the shed, they are here for the dole of bread. They are asking for the share of the bread they want to survive their life. So here the poet tells us about that the roadside stand which was poorly constructed at the corner of the road and it was requesting miserably, and the people, those who are residing in this house, they are asking for bread. That means they want to live their life because they want to survive over there. So now we are going to read the next paragraph. But for the sum of the money, the cash whose flow sports the flower of the cities from sinking and withering faint, the polished traffic passed with the mind ahead, or if ever aside a moment, then out of sorts. So in these lines, the poet explains about that they are asking for some money. That means these people, they are asking for some money. They also want some money from the people, those who are coming at the highway. The cash, they want the rupees in cash, whose flow supports means, so whenever they are able to get the money, so with that money they are able to buy their articles according to their needs. They are able to buy the things that they need. The flower of the cities from sinking and withering faint. So they are demanding these all the things because from the city, from the people of the cities. So the flower of the cities from sinking and withering faint. So here refers to that. That means they want that, they want their desire for the polished traffic, the city dwellers, they should give them some charity so that these flowers, those who are coming from the cities, those who belong to the cities, they can save them from sinking so that they are not going to drowning their life. उनकी जिंदगी कभी खत्म नहीं होगी. And on the other side, the withering faint. That means कि they are not going to be wither at all. Withering means हो जाना, सूख जाना. That means totally मतलब spoil हो जाना. And fainting means they are not going to become unconscious with the help of these people. The polished traffic passed with the mind ahead. So now the poet is paying the attention towards the contrast of the traffic, contrast of the rich people as well as the poor people. The poet explains that the rich people, polished traffic means the people, those who are moving over there, the polished traffic passed with the mind ahead. The rich people, those who were passing over there, they are not having concern about these peoples because they wanted to reach their destinations as early as possible. Or if ever a side moment, then out of the sorts. It means out of sorts means they were very depressed by looking at these peoples. So now the poet is explaining. Or if ever a side moment, कि sometimes if they stop over there, then out of sorts, they were feeling very depressed. They were feeling very sad over there. So at having the landscape marred with the artless paint. So now the poet is explaining at having the landscape marred with the artless paint. They are having a lot of complaint. They are having a lot of sadness because when they are able to see that this landscape is totally destroyed, uh, as its natural beauty, whatever it was showing over there, and it was totally marred, it was totally destroyed by these people, those who has created that roadside stand with the artless paint, because these people were not a very creative people. So there is no any paint at all. So, and of the signs that N turned wrong and S turned wrong, and along with this, the symbol that shows about the north direction as well as the south direction, but it was not indicating the right direction over there, and offered for the sale of the wild berries in a wooden pots. So now the poet is telling that these people, those who are made this roadside stand, they were offering the people, those who are moving from there, and they are telling them to take their wild berries from there, because they were selling the wild berries. Wild berries क्या होता है कि एक जंगली fruit है. और the crook necked golden squash. Squash means it is a kind of vegetable जिसे हम कहते हैं गार्ड टाइप, मतलब जिसे कद्दू बोलते हैं हम हिंदी में. So even that कि this is a crook necked golden squash with the silver warts, and even that कि they are also selling, there is a one vegetable, that is a squash is there, and it is having the silver dots over there, and they were crooked necked, matlab it was not cut properly. So even that ki their whatever the things they are selling over there, they want that the people, those who are passing over there, they can buy their things from them. So now we come to the next stanza. Or beauty rests in the beautiful mountain scene. You have the money, but you want to be a mean. Why keep your money this costly? Go along. The heart to the scenery wouldn't be my complaint, so much as the trusting sorrow of what is unsaid. So through these lines, the poet is explaining about that, or the beauty rests in the beautiful sea. So he was explaining that the mountain scene, because they have created the roadside stand in between of the hills or on the highway. So there, the beautiful residing over there in that mountain area, and you have the money. Now the poet is telling to the rich people or the city people that you are having the money, लेकिन आप इतने कंजूस हो. That means you are so miser, you are so mean, that why you keep your money and go along. You are keeping your money along with them, and you are not paying attention toward these people, those who are standing over there, and the heart of the scenery wouldn't my complaint. So Robert Frost is telling that here the scenery is marred by these poor people, and he is telling that I'm not having such kind of the complaint regarding this, so much as the trusting sorrow of what is unsaid. And he was telling that these poor people were expecting from the rich people that they could buy their things from them. So they trusted over them. So here, by trusting on them, they were totally, the people, those who are selling over there, the poor people or the roadside stand people, they were facing a great sorrow, and that is not explained because उन्होंने उनके ऊपर विश्वास किया था. विश्वास कैसा किया था कि might be the people, those who are passing over there, and they can buy the fruits from there, but they are not having any attention towards them. So the poet is telling that even that they were facing a lot of sadness, and this sadness, that is a trusting sorrow, that refers according to the poet, and that is not explained over there. So now we come to there. Here, far from the city, we make our roadside stand and ask for some city money to fill in hand. Now the poet is explaining the imagination or the inner feeling of these roadside stand people. And they were telling that here far from the city, because they have created, they have constructed that right roadside stand at the highway, and then which is very far away from the city, and they were asking for the city money because they want that money, they want to feel that money, and to try if it will not make our being expand and give us the life of the moving picture promise. So here the poet is telling that uh, they want some financial assistance, and then after that they also make them or to allow them to experience a richer and more fulfilling life, and the promises that they were showing in the pictures, in the movies also, and give us the life of the moving picture promise, and that the party in power is said to be keeping from us. And here they are also suggesting that the politicians or the authority which are withholding opportunities, that means they are having a such kind of opportunities that they can give these people, and they want that, they also want to become a rich, they also want to become the prosper here. So here the poet is telling, the poet is highlighting the feelings of the frustration, and that is and frustration, and they were not able to get what they demand from the rich people, what they demand from the political leaders as well. So that is the party in power is said to be keeping from us. कि जो party power में है, even that it is having some rights, but in spite of this, they are not giving them the proper rights as they are expecting over there. So now we come to the next stanza. It is in the news that all these pitiful kin are to be bought out and mercifully gathered in. So through these lines, the poet is telling about the plight of the rural inhabitants. That means these are totally pitiful kin. Pitiful means, that means the people, those who are demanding sympathy. Kin means relations. This line suggests that it is expected that it is given in the news that कि these people, मतलब जो ये तरस योग people हैं, जो मतलब they are very miserable people, they are to be brought out, कि इनको बाहर निकाला जाएगा, and mercifully gathered in, and they after that they are collected somewhere to live in the villages. They are given the right to live in the villages and next to the theatre and the store. And these villages are situated nearby the theatres as well as the departmental store, where they won't have to think for themselves anymore, where they were not able to think themselves to be a neglected people, or they are not to be a deprived people, while greedy good doers, beneficent beast of the prey. Greedy good doers means that refers to the political leaders, and beneficent beast of the prey, that means for their selfish motives, they are preying these innocent people, swarm over their lives enforcing benefits. कि even that कि while there is a elections or while there is a any demand of the votes, so they were moving over there. Swarm करना कि उनके इर्द गिर्द घूमना, उनकी जिंदगियों के आसपास move करना. So they were enforcing their benefits over them that are calculated to soothe them out of their fits. And with their knowledge, with their wisdom, with their with their cleverness, they have already calculated that what kind of the comforts they are going to give them for their own selfish purposes. And by teaching them how to sleep, they sleep all the day and destroy their sleeping at night in the ancient way. So here the poet is giving the contrast of the people, those who are living in the cities and those who are living in the roadside stands. Now the poet is telling them, and even that these political leaders, these rich people, they are telling them the different ways that how they have to live comfortably, how they have to take the sleep, and even that they are giving a lot of advices, but still they are destroying their sleeping at night because they were moving on the highways, and even that they are not concerned about these people, those who are living in that roadside stand, and they were sleeping at that night. So, but even that they are not having concern about themselves. So now the next stanza. Sometimes I feel myself I can hardly bear the thought of so much childish longing in vain, the sadness that lurks near the open window there, that waits all the day in almost open prayer for the squeal. Squeal means the a large sound of the brakes and the sound of the stopping cars of all the thousand selfish cars that pass. So, through these lines, the poet expresses the deep empathy. Empathy, that means he wants to do for these rural folk people, and he was telling that sometimes whatever what I'm demanding, I think that it can hardly bear. That means he was not able to bear, वो उतना चीजें सहन नहीं कर पा सकता, the thought of so much childish longing in vain. So whatever he was thinking about these people, that is totally going in vain. Vain means that is going to be a wasted over there. The sadness that lurks near the open window there. Now the poet explained about that these people, those who were sitting in an open window, because they were waiting for the customers, they are waiting for the buyers, and this is the sense of despair, and as if longing for the connection and recognition from these people, the sadness that lurks near the open window there, that waits all the day in the almost open prayer. And in the open prayer, they are paying for the God, that they want some buyers, they want some money from these people for the squeal of the brakes. Sometimes there is a sound of the harsh brakes are there, and the sound of the stopping cars of all the thousand selfish cars that pass. So number of the thousand cars that are moving over there, and they are not having concern about these people, just want to inquire what is the farmer prices are. So यहाँ पर अगर एक कोई रुकता है, so he was inquiring about what is the farmer's price, कि यहाँ पर basically what are the prices for these crops that are growing over there, and one did stop but only to plow up grass. लेकिन एक गाड़ी रुकती है and it stood over there because it was there to plow up the grass, to cut the grass over there, and in using the yard to back and turn around. और अगर कुछ रुकते हैं, so what they are using to keep their cars or their luxury cars to put them into the back or to turn from there. And another asks the way to where it was bound. And another person, they were asking that, they are asking the way that where it goes. So they are asking for such type of the questions for these peoples. So through these lines, the poet underscores the emotional weight of unreciprocated hope and isolation felt by these people. And another asks, could they sell it a gallon of gas? They couldn't this costly, and they had none, didn't it see? So by these lines, the poet explains about that. There is another one, and who stops over there, and they're asking for gallon of gas. Gallon of gas means they were asking for CNG, and they couldn't this costly. And the poet here, he got angry, and he was telling that they are not able to see that what condition of these people are there, how it be a possible that they are selling their the CNG or any other type of the gas as well that is used as a fuel. So now we come to the next lines. No, in the country money, the country scale of the grain, the requisite left of the spirit has been found, or so the voice of the country seems to complain. I can't help owning the great relief it would be to put these people at one stroke out of the pain, and then the next day, as I come back into the same, I wonder how I should like you to come up to me and offer to put me gently out of the pain. So through these lines, the poet explains about that. The country money or the country no in country money or the country scale of the grain. The poet reflects the country money or the country scale of the grain, that means the economic opportunity that is available for these rural people, and even that they are available in the insufficient manner. Then the requisite left of the spirit has never been found. The poet हमें ये बताता है कि even that कि these people demanding such kind of the spirits that can cover up their condition, that can मतलब जो कि उनको उठा सकता है वहां से, that means the poet is telling that कि even that कि I'm not able to find out such kind of the left that can move them from their sadness, or so the voice of the country seems to complain. And even that the poet is telling that or the voice of the country seems to complain, and he is telling that the he acknowledges, that means he wanted that some time of the financial struggles to keep them uplift from their spirits, or the voice of the country seems to complain. And he was telling that, or so the voice of the country seems to complain, that means the voice of these people that seems to complain, they are complaining always. I can't help owning the great relief it would be. And he was telling that I think that I can't help them. Owning the great relief it would be to put these people at a one stroke out of their pain. Okay, with the one stroke, what the one stroke means, with the one time help, I will make them to because he acknowledges, because he is having a desire to alleviate their sufferings, and he wanted to give them the great relief, and he was telling that I want to do with the one stalk to keep them out from such kind of the sadness. And then the next day, as I come back into the scene to put these people and then the next day as I come back into the scene. So here scene refers to, that means a responsible. And he was telling that the next day when I came back as a responsible person, I wonder how I should like you to come up to me and offer to put me gently out of my pain. So the poet is expecting that now I am requesting to all the people that I want this empathy for these people. And he was telling that now I wonder. That means he was surprising that how I should like you to come to me, and how he was expecting that we people are going to help him and offer to put me gently out of my pain, and the pain he was feeling by looking these poor people, that how we are going to help these people by helping the poet so that their sufferings, their complex situations can be removed and they can live their life happily, and because they can also move from these struggles. So in this way, the poet expecting that we can help them by helping the poet as well, because the poet is having a great empathy towards these people. I hope that you are able to understand this point.